Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I love carbs. So I'm incited with a little bit of anger today, so it's a bit of a rant video, and I want to take my frustrations out on this whole ban sugar, anti-sugar drive that the UK is currently on. As you know, I've made some videos about the Sugar Smart app restricting sugar for teenagers to 24 to 30 grams of sugar for teenagers, developing, school, working teenagers. You know, teenagers who are meant to use their brain, which is predominantly fueled by carbohydrates or basically glucose. You know, they're going to be struggling. They're going to be struggling in the school system, and the government says, "Oh, let's ban sugar. That'll help our kids." Yeah, because we're doing so much for our kids nowadays that we just praise the government. When did a teenager ever praise the government for what they're doing? Anyway, let's have a look at this article on the Telegraph about the sugar tax. Sugar tax is now been brought to pass. So sugar tax, what does it mean? Which drinks will be affected, and will it work? So basically it goes on talking about carbonated sugary drinks when they put sugar in foods and stuff like that. And I guess, yes, refined foods is not the way forward, but you got to understand that when people have soda or Coke or whatever, when they're out, it's usually accompanied with what? A burger, with what? Chicken, with what? Whatever, the steak or whatever they're having, because it's always in conjunction with something fatty. It's always in conjunction with animal products. Oh, let's go have a pizza. Oh yeah, I'll have a Coke with that as well. Well, what's a pizza covered with? Cheese. Cheese is high in fat. Fat and sugar in your diet combined will make you fat. It's simple. It's absolutely simple. I wish we could all understand this. If you just have sugar in your diet and zero fat, you'll lose weight. You increase your metabolic rate, and it gets sore. Anyway, let's go on with the discussion here. What is it? George Osborne is introducing a new sugar levy on soft drinks industry to combat obesity. How will it work? The tax will be levied on the drinks companies in 2 years' time, giving them time to change the ingredients and recipes of their products. So instead of putting sugar, guess what they're going to put into their drinks? Aspartame, sweetener, artificial sweeteners. All right, because without that twinge in our brain that says, this is good, I really need this stuff, there's no point in selling non-sugary drinks. It's pointless. Might as well just sell them squash, which, you know, doesn't sell as much, I guess. Manufacturers will be taxed. Now, will this include alcoholic beverages as well? Of course not. Of course not. There's so much money in the alcohol beverage side that, you know, government won't even bother with that. The manufacturers will be taxed according to the quantity of sugar-sweetened drinks they produce or import. There will be two categories of taxation, one for total sugar content above 5 grams per 100 ml, and a second higher band for drinks with more than 8 grams per 100 ml. I wonder how much there is in alcohol. This means a standard can of Coca-Cola costing around 70 pence would have an 8 pence tax on it, and a can of Sprite, which would have an additional levy of 6 pence when sugar tax is introduced in 2018. Pure fruit juices and milk-based drinks will not be included. In fact, I think tax should be put on milk-based drinks because, one, it causes disease, causes obesity, causes respiratory problems, inflammatory problems, IBS, you name it, a whole bunch of stuff. With some brands of tonic water affected, the tax would have an impact on the nation's enjoyment of G&T. Oh, suddenly they're all worried about. It's funny that's highlighted, isn't it? The estimated £520 million raised will be put towards boosting primary school sports. Now, tell me something. How are kids going to do sports if they don't have the energy to do sports? Because they're lacking sugar. Because the government says, oh, sugar's bad. Anyway, it goes on to say what's in or what drinks will be affected, and then how much sugar's in your fizzy drinks. Coca-Cola, cherry, Jamaican ginger beer being the top one with 15.2 grams per 100 ml. Coca-Cola being at 10.6, Lucozade being at 8.7. So let's go on. So what will the sugar tax actually work? And then they list a study about something happening in Mexico, and a lot of people in Mexico are what? Obese, overweight, obese. Britain will join a growing list of countries with levies on unhealthy foods. I hope that will include meat and animal products, like milk, chicken, eggs. No, in fact, eggs should be taxed because it's it's the highest food of cholesterol, bad cholesterol that you don't need in your body. Seriously. Right, so then it goes on to the effects of sugar. Eating large quantities of sugar can lead to weight gain and obesity, which in turn increases the risk of health conditions including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. You can only get type 2 diabetes and heart disease if you have fat in your bloodstream, saturated fats. Because saturated fat is the cause. And we know this. Science knows this. It's been proven. All you need to go do is have a go to Dr. McDougall's website, John McDougall website, and you'll see exactly what he's talking about. Obesity currently costs the NHS 5.1 billion per year, and that figure, due to this kind of taxation or freak kind of move in this industry, that's going to increase because people are going to stop their sugars. They're going to go mentally insane. Depression's going to creep in. People are going to get obese because they don't have the energy to do stuff. They don't have the energy to exercise. And I think it'll definitely be 9.7 billion by 2050. Absolutely. Unless we all start considering our food choices, making wise food choices, understanding how the body works exactly, and knowing that your body functions on glucose, which is sugar, derived from carbohydrates, or should I say fructose, or from sugar, which is grown by plants. That's because of lack of education. So either you get educated or you get medicated. And that's what the NHS is there for. Yay! Let's increase all our taxes for the people who are not consuming the right foods. With the wider costs of society estimated to 49.9 billion per year. Recent report claimed the NHS could have saved almost 80,000 lives in a generation by weaning the public off its sweet tooth. That's because the sweet tooth, the stuff that they have, like chocolate, is sugar plus fat. An instant recipe for making one gain weight. Today's children and teenagers are consuming 3 times the recommended level of sugar. Good. Adults fare almost as badly. Now, the reason why teenagers crave sugar is because A, they are growing. Glucose and amino acids are necessary for protein synthesis. Okay? Look it up. Any amino acid plus a glucose or plus carbohydrate equals protein. Simple. That's how the body grows. Okay? And those are made in the cells of every single person. Every single person needs glucose or needs a carbohydrate plus an amino acid. And those amino acids can come from plant-based sources. Plant-based sources contain a full amino acid profile. I was told the other day, oh, you can't lose weight, you're eating no proteins. Whatever, I lost 83 pounds by eating sugar. Not in its rawest form, but 90% sugar. Anyway, Jamie Oliver is like, oh, I love it, guys. I love it so much. And this is where it really winds me up. It's when the person who's like, yeah, let's stop kids having sugar, but he himself is overweight. I want to question where he's coming from. Where's the money leading? Is he getting paid to say, yes, I endorse this? And people are like, yeah, we endorse it. Woohoo! Let's cut down our sugar. Let's eat more animal foods so that we can support an industry that is destroying the planet beyond our conceivable imagination. Anyway, let's have a look at what he says.
Shocked, surprised, been working on this for a long time, wanted the government to be brave, I think this was a big, bold, brave, unconventional move, but it's logical and supported by all the people that really truly care about your children. So I'm over the moon. I'm surprised, and it gives me huge hope for, I mean, this is a precursor to the childhood obesity strategy. And all the wonderful things that I've heard talked about in that strategy that haven't been published yet, this was the big elephant in the room, taxing big business because they're too successful. The single largest source of sugar in our kids' diet and teenagers was sugary sweetened drinks. There is
I just want to stop him there. He's talking about big companies, big industry being taxed because of sugar. Jamie, let's talk about the animal agribusiness, agriculture, animal slavery. Let's talk about eating meat, mate. Eating meat, it's by far the most powerful industry in the world. And you want to go after the small fry sugar guys who are actually giving us energy to do stuff? Come on, mate. If you're talking about really taxing big industry, go after the meat industry, go after the egg industry, and go after the dairy industry. And then you see how powerless our government is.
an alternative that's still commercial. So it's they've given them time, they've been generous. They could have done it from now. They've given them a bit of time to reformulate even faster. So I'm so happy because this is a symbolic move. It's a moment in time, and this won't fix it, but it's an ambush. It's a holistic approach that will make a difference to our kids' health. But this is a sign that the government can do their bloody job and be brave and bold.
Right, so there you have it. From Jamie's mouth, this will not fix it, he says. It's a holistic approach. Now, we have to start using science. We have to start using scientific data to help people in the future. And there is thousands of sources out there that you can actually creep through on the web. We're talking like Dr. John McDougall, Dr. Esselstein, Dr. Greger, who runs nutritionfacts.org. Nutritionfacts.org, showing just how a plant-based diet works. All right? There's no excuse. And I think it's a poor move by the government. I think it's a poor championing by Jamie Oliver. Either Jamie is either he knows a lot about nutrition and is wangling it so that he can sell more meat-based products or meat-based cookbooks or whatever, or he knows absolutely nothing about nutrition and how the body works. All right, so in conclusion, I'm not happy about this. I want to make it clear that in the future, you are going to see a lot more people lose their minds. You're going to see a lot more people binge out on sugary goods. And people are not going to, we live in a first world country. Do you think people are going to care about an 8p tax rise? Do you think people are really going to be swayed by that? 8p. First world country. Oh yeah, let's push it up just a little. Push it up £2 and then you see people freak. Right? Push it up 8p. People are not going to go bat an eyelid, mate. Right? It's a dumb move. It's just a waste of our taxpayers' money, my money that I pay to this government to sort things out, and they're not sorting stuff out. I expect my money to work for me. What else am I investing in? I might as well just take all my tax and live off the grid. That's possible, definitely. Anyway, yes, Jamie's right. It's not going to fix it. We are going. I mean, already, it's from the Sugar Smart app and the evidence that I've seen. It's not going to work. Restricting sugar from people's diets will cause people to binge out, gain weight, eat more fat, gain weight, eat more animal products, gain heart disease, gain cancer, gain irritable bowel syndromes, gain depression. A whole host of things will come from this. And I tell you what, it's not doing anyone any favors. Let's stick to a whole food, plant-based, high-carb, low-fat, vegan diet. And you'll see the world change. I'm out.